What it do, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to King.Kieck-The channel. In this episode, we're going to talk about why FPV is better with friends. Stay tuned. If you talk to almost anybody, I'm sure they'll agree that apart from things like taking a shit, shark attacks, and masturbation, everything is better with friends. I mean, shit, when I was 18 years old, I burglarized a gas station. If I had done it myself, I probably would have broke in, taken some money, some cigarettes, and bounced the fuck up out of there. However, I burglarized it with friends. We did take some money. We definitely took some cigarettes, but we also took a bunch of alcohol and like all the fucking beef jerky. And I gotta tell you, counting that money up, chilling with friends, sipping on tequila and munching down beef jerky, I'd imagine that's way better than just sitting there smoking a cigarette counting some money by myself. I want to state, I do not condone this type of behavior, and we did not get away with crime. But let's stick to FPV here. The other day, a fairly local pilot, Rupert FPV, reached out to me and said, "Yo, I'm going to be in your town. Let's rip." Now, it's wintertime here in Wisconsin, and I've been depressed lately, so once it started getting pretty cold out, I basically told Slam Dunk and I'm like, I'm retiring my big quads and I'm just going to stick to whoops and simulators. And I've barely done any of that. So I threw a couple of excuses towards Rupert and he just wasn't trying to hear it. You know, he asked a question that basically pulled me right out of my slump and cemented a decision to go rip that weekend. And it's a question that I haven't even gotten asked by anybody else in any sort of aspect of my life besides members of this hobby. Long story short, we got a hold of Slam Dunk FPV and we all made a plan to go rip the local park spot that afternoon. I'm not going to lie, going out to a spot by yourself to rip is fun. No denying that. But as the old adage goes, two heads are better than one. Humans become easily complacent or get stuck in a rut. But when you got a bunch of people together with different views and thought processes, that creates more opportunities for newer, fresher ideas and challenges. That was basically the theme of this past weekend. The first challenge I did encounter actually involved just me and some TPU that had been sitting in the back of my car while I charged the GoPro up front. And if you're not familiar with TPU in the wintertime, this soft, flexible plastic becomes real rigid and brittle. Not only does it shatter like fucking glass when you hit something, but if you got to take your GoPro in and out of a TPU mount, I mean, if you don't know what I'm talking about, peep this. Don't break. Don't break. Come on, get in there. Frozen ass TPU, god damn. On to the fun challenges of the weekend though. And the first one was thought of by Slam Dunk. Basically, it involved going through a tire underneath a field goal post, back up and around, and back through the tire. Now, this challenge was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be, and I think mostly it's due to the shade of the sky not varying much at all. So in order to track how far back compared to how high I was going was a bit difficult, and most of the time I shot basically straight up into the air. But let's check out some of my better attempts. Yeah, that was a hard hit right there. That last attempt resulted basically in the GoPro mount shattering. GoPro laid on the ground, and my quad went like 40, 50 feet into the air before landing in the top of the nearest tree. And it stayed there for a little bit, but I was able to wiggle it free and let it drop 40, 50 feet back down onto the frozen tundra. However, the quad did survive enough to fly it a little bit more. As a matter of fact, I got to fly through a moving rolling tire. And now that's something you can't do by yourself. I mean, if you do it, post some footage because I got to see that. After that, slam dunk perch that tire up somewhere else down the way, and I tried some I tried some power loop inverted yaw spins or whatever through the tire. I'm going to count the second attempt as a completion, be it a very sloppy one towards the finish. But it's something I really like doing, so I got to polish that up, and I think you'll be seeing more of that from me in the future. After this point in the weekend, though, my quad was fucking toast. There was no more flying for me. However, slam dunk was not finished. I think this dude was hell-bent on breaking something. He always kind of seems to be. At least not hell-bent on breaking it, but kind of like how Phantom FPV is doing his durability tests. Slam Dunk's got a mentality like that. So basically, Desmond and I set up our GoPros so he could basically try and attempt some skid flips through the tire. I got to sweeping up a runway for him to fucking skid onto, cleaned up a little landing pad towards the end, and he went to town. So let's watch this little montage of him destroying his shit.
It's just one of those days when you don't want to wake up. Everything is fucked, everybody sucks. You don't really know why, but you want to justify. And if you're stuck up, you just looked up next in line to get fucked up. Your best bet is to stay away, motherfucker. It's just one of those days. It's all about the he says, she says bullshit. I think you better quit letting shit slip. Or you'll be leaving the station with a bad lip. I think you better quit talking that shit. So come and get it. I feel like shit, huh? My suggestion is to keep your distance. Because right now...
Well, I'm going to leave you guys with that right there. Basically, shout out to the boys for coming out to rip this weekend. Shout out to Rupert for tossing me a few things and, you know, really dragging me up and out to fly and meeting him at home finally. He lives like 25 miles away, but I originally met him down in South Carolina at Castle Crash. Fun little tidbit of information for all of y'all. And shout out to everybody that stuck around and watched this video. I mean, if you haven't already, hit the like button, the subscribe thingamabob, and what else? There's a notification bell. If you want to hit that shit too. So read my script here. Yeah, the notification bell so you don't miss nothing else. And basically, that's it. Peace.
The royal penis is clean, Your Highness.
Thank you. King shit.
Off with this head.